Hi, brother teacher here. I know a lot of you are probably tired of me speaking of Bruce Lee's accomplishment in the world of martial arts, but it is what it is. He is indeed an individual that has gone down in history as one of the largest icons in the martial arts industry or culture, as it were, in the 20th and the 21st century. But the question that I'm going to pose today to you is what many people, when I say many, I don't mean majority, many meaning that a significant amount of people have already stated to me in their viewpoint or opinion, and that was just simply Bruce Lee was overrated. Many have said that Bruce Lee was just an actor. Many have said that Bruce Lee never participated in a tournament. Many have said that Bruce Lee was never in enough real fights to determine his fighting skill, and so on. But my question to you is the whole world wrong? Because the whole world, not meaning literally the whole world, but the vast, and I do mean the extreme vast majority of people who are martial artists, martial arts enthusiasts, and just fans in general of entertainment, say that Bruce Lee was the greatest martial artist in our time. So are you saying that he's just an actor? Or are you saying that he's overrated when the majority of society who know him and know of him say otherwise? How can you refute and argue the numbers? You can't. So if you're saying that Bruce Lee, those that are Bruce Lee haters, or even those that just simply don't believe that Bruce Lee was as good as he was, are you saying that the millions upon millions of people that say that Bruce Lee was the greatest martial artist that we know of in modern day time, are you saying that wrong? If you believe that Bruce Lee was overrated as holding the title, if you will, and he never gave that title to himself, the world did. But if you believe that he's overrated and he's not what people said he was, then who is? So I'm putting you to task today, all of you that say that he was overrated and that he was not a great martial artist, and that there were many people greater than him, which I agree as well. I'm not disputing that. There were martial artists as good as Bruce Lee or even better than Bruce Lee, and I'm a Bruce Lee advocate. But I'm not a fool. But I have said in time past, if you have paid attention to the narratives, if you paid attention to the details of my videos in time past, you will have heard me say that there were many people as good as Bruce Lee or better. But Bruce Lee surfaced beyond those people. Many of the people who were good as him or even better than him just chose not to be public. They stayed in the mountains, some of them, in China. They just chose to not be open about their particular martial arts prowess. And that was their choice. But Bruce Lee defied all of that. He wanted to express his martial arts through media, or through the medium called cinema. And he did just that. He wrote books on fighting. He had thousands of books on fighting. He had manuscripts and notes on fighting. He had schools and students. Now, can you compare somebody else to him during that time that had the same? How are you? I apologize, I had a customer, but I want to drive this home. If those out there who say Bruce Lee was overrated, and if those out there, those same individuals perhaps, that say that he was not as skilled of a martial artist, then I want you to tell me who was the person during his time, during the Bruce Lee era. Tell me who was equal to Bruce Lee or even better. Give me names. Give the world of Bruce Lee followers, give us a name. or several names of people who was as good as Bruce Lee or better during the time that he was here? We would just really like to know. Do you really have the answer, or are you just really talking? Which one is it? Do you think it was yourself? Do you think, like Michael Jai White when he made the statement on the Ricky Smiley show, radio show, that he could have beat Bruce Lee? Do you think like that? And one thing I find really strange, odd, funny, is the fact that after Bruce Lee's dead 10, 20, 30 years now or more, these people start to surface and say that Bruce Lee wasn't as good as he was. But they didn't say that crap when he was here and they was alive and in the martial arts and active in the martial arts at the time. You didn't say it to his face because you were afraid of him. You knew he stood for what he trained in. You knew that he was worth his weight in gold. Most of you who are Bruce Lee haters. That's it. That's all. Sorry about the interruption again, but this is it. This is the final part of this video. If Bruce Lee was not as good a martial artist as most people or a significant amount of people have proposed or asserted, then who was? Who was as good as Bruce Lee that was in the know at the time? Who was as good as Bruce Lee? And who was better? Start giving some names and stop just throwing it out there that he was not who he said he was, not expressing his way through the martial arts. He said, honestly, martial arts to me is expressing oneself, and that's exactly what he did. Look at his physical physique. Not very many martial artists look like that. And he was an Asian. He was a Chinese man, a small man who mastered his body. Not many people during his time, I'm not saying no one, but I'm saying not many people were as fast as Bruce Lee. Not many people trained like Bruce Lee or who was as passionate about Bruce Lee. I'm not saying no one was passionate. They were not as passionate as Bruce Lee during that time to had invested the amount of time in his training and research during that time. If they were, and if you know of someone, please put it in the comment section below and tell us, the world of Bruce Lee followers again, who was as good as Bruce Lee during that time and who was better. But please try to avoid as much as you possibly can the point karate champions. That's not fighting. I've been a point karate champion and I've never considered that real fighting. It has its merits. It has its, how should I say, its benefits. And it is important to have that aspect of training. I'm not saying that it has no place at all, because it does. Many of us have become even better fighters through tournament fighting. But tournament fighting in and of itself, that's not fighting. So when we start saying that Chuck Norris was the world champion and so was the world champion, and we're only talking about sport karate, we are disillusioned. That's me just hitting the nail on the head. That's it. Disillusioned. That's it. I'm out.